my neck just looks really weird when it's like this. I just thought, what's going on with my neck? Hi. So, day 1 of my vlog on moving off grid, and today is Sunday. I have been sick as a dog all weekend, bad throat, glands aching all over. It's been a really stressful it's been a really stressful couple of months, to be honest, but the last couple of weeks, just making this decision, it's really started to manifest in the physical. You know, a lot of people have physical illnesses, and a lot of times those physical illnesses, those diseases are dis-ease, right? It comes from things that are going on internally with us. It's the full moon today, full moon in Aries. And I am all about releasing and just letting shit go today. So I decided to do day 1 of my video blog from the bath. Not feeling great, might flash a boob. It'll be okay though. My neck looks really weird, but yeah, whatever. So let's start at the very beginning, right? So I've been looking at moving off grid for my entire life. Like my entire life, I have always envisaged myself living in the woods. As a child, as an adult, like I've always envisaged myself living in the woods. And for the last 5 years with my ex, kind of really took it seriously, started to do some research, proper research into getting some agricultural land and looking at the different ways in which we could live on the agricultural land. My ex and I separated in March this year. It's now October, and there's been some batshit crazy stuff happening in the world. So you know, we are experiencing, obviously we've experienced a couple of years of insanity. Like, yeah, we don't really need to go into all of that, but my thoughts, my opinions are still very much as they always have been. I have always been a believer. I haven't watched the news since 2006. So it's like, what, 14 years? No, 16 years it's been since I've watched the news. No, 14 years. No, 16 years. 16 years since I've watched any news. I always turn it off in the, if I've got a radio on in the car or what have you. I don't really watch TV, and I have been absolutely shocked, angered, hurt, all of the feels about what's been going on. And then today I speak to my mum, and she told me that she was really sick after she'd had her booster. I just said, please don't have any more. Fuck. It's hard, isn't it, when it's people that you really love. Anyway, so this wasn't going to be my message, but so yeah, these last few years have been huge for me in terms of healing my inner people pleaser. I've spoke about this quite a lot on social media, but I was always the one that wanted everybody to like me. I was always the one that, you know, I'd get that horrible feeling in the pit of my stomach thinking that I'd upset somebody. I'd get an email from, like, I don't know, a boss or something, and would be like, oh my God, what have I done? And actually standing in Trafalgar Square in the middle of a total lockdown with 40,000 people protesting against lockdown measures and the devastation that it's caused, and to save our children. And yeah, I had to get over like this people pleaser thing. So back to today. So today is the full moon. I'm still releasing all of that. I'm releasing this illness that I've had all weekend. And I made a decision to put my house on the market last Friday. So the estate agents came over to value the house last Friday, which was 9 days ago. Following that, the guy came round to do the energy certificate. The photographer came round and took the most amazing pictures of my home. And looking at those has been really hard because I can see so much of my heart and soul in this house. It's really beautiful. It's been the most amazing place to live, with the most amazing people surrounding me in the village who I love dearly. The canal is at the back of my house. I've been able to sit outside and feed the ducks, and literally the back garden just goes straight out onto the water. It's just so gorgeous. And so many people have said to me, oh, you've got such a gorgeous house, don't sell it, blah, blah, blah. It's such a gorgeous house. But what's happening right now, you know, economically, you know, as somebody who has a product-based business, that isn't a necessity, I am certainly feeling, and I'm mindful of creating stories around stuff, you know. There's always more money, there's always more abundance. Factually though, you know, I am seeing people's spending habits start to change with what's happening in terms of the prices of energy, and also the predicted crash of the property market. And again, I don't follow the narrative. I haven't watched the news for a long time. But I'm also, you know, not living in la la land either. You know, we have to look at there are the facts and there are the kind of the narrative, right? But the property market is forecast to crash. And right now, there's anywhere between, say, 150 and 200,000 pounds equity in my home. And if there was ever a time where I'm going to get a big jump start into getting some land and starting my move off grid, this is it. And I have been fucking battling, man. I have been backwards and forwards. I have sobbed. I've put my hands on my walls of my house, thanking them for all the amazing times that I've had here. I've just pulled a card now. Like, am I doing the right thing? Should I sell my house? So I've got some viewings on Tuesday. I was actually really excited about the viewings. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel. But when the estate agent contacted me and like, we've had a viewing, it's only been on for about 20 minutes. So, oh my gosh. I know someone's going to love this home as much as I have. It's so beautiful here. It really, really is. But nothing changes if nothing changes. And I'm also, although I feel, do you know, I've really since, I don't know, I had a DVD given to me. It was about 2003, 2004. 2003 it was. I was living in Blackpool. And it was a DVD that was called Confronting the Evidence, before like the internet, before I had the internet anyway. It was called Confronting the Evidence, and it was all about 9/11 and what really happened on 9/11. And ever since then, I've questioned absolutely everything. I don't know where I'm going with that. There was a point to this, and I don't remember what my point was. So anyway, I'm going to continue. So yeah, so Tuesday, there's all of these viewings going to be happening. And then we'll see what happens when I get an offer in. But like I said, nothing changes if nothing changes. This is my point. And although I have been on this journey of really understanding what is going on in the world behind the scenes, what's real, what is really going on, the corruption, the powers that be, you know, what the narrative is, what the intention is. And for 20 years, God, that is almost 20 years, I'm still realizing that I'm still working through this conditioning, right? This programming. If you've got a house, you've got security. If you've got a house, you know, you've got something that you can fall back on. But right now, with the outgoings that I have for my house, and also I rent a space for my business. I employ somebody. Well, she's freelance, but she works for me a couple of days a week, does social media for me, all the expenses that I have. I'm looking at having to generate over £4,000 a month just to survive. May not sound like a lot of money to some people. Some people may be watching this going, fuck. But in my current situation, being here, homeowner, on my own, squeaky bath, it's consuming. I'm not going to lose my house. I'm not going to lose my business or anything like that. It's very consuming. And it's a bit kind of ass twitchy, right? Some months I'm like, fuck, you know. It's been a bit slow, or I've had other things going on, or so I'm still getting this programming coming up for me quite a lot. And being here in the bathroom, you know, the luxury of being able to just run myself a bath, hot water, lighting, salts, essential oils, like getting out and it's warm, and, you know, having my dressing gown, and this bathroom goes into my Zen den, into my meditation area, and like all of this luxury that I have, selling my house and not actually knowing where I'm going. Like, I have no idea where I'm going. I have no idea what the next step is, because I'm going to be relying on the capital from the house to then look at where I can buy and what I can do next. So I've been looking at lots of different avenues in terms of agricultural businesses. Obviously, if you're buying agricultural land, you have to have a viable agricultural business that requires you to be on the land 24/7. For those of you that are watching this that are interested in that, and they're like, oh fuck, I don't know where to start, there's an amazing book. It's called From Field to Farm, and it gives you lots of examples of lots of different agricultural businesses that are viable when you go to put planning in with your application. There's also a book called the Rural Planning Handbook, which I also highly recommend. If you are like me, you're a creative, you have you know, challenges kind of focusing on things, then it's a tough read, I'll be honest. But they're the two kind of books that I would recommend right now moving forward. There are also tons of resources online. There's some amazing YouTube channels. There's a guy called Chris, can't remember his second name, but he's got an amazing YouTube channel. He literally lived in a tent while he built his house out of cob. Hats off to him, just incredible. There's another guy, Maximus Iron Thumper, who has gone down the route of living off-grid and kind of getting away with it, and has lots of the non-legitimate way of doing things, and has lots of advice there as well. there's another guy, I can't remember his name, something Farmer. He's from the northeast, Geordie guy, I think, but he's brilliant. He's got some amazing resources and some really amazing videos there. So there's lots and lots of people that you can start to look at and get some ideas. Some of the viable agricultural businesses that require you to be on the land that I looked at were, first of all, alpacas. So alpacas have an 11-month gestation period. So you have to physically be on the land with them because they don't have like a season, like, you know, like a sheep or something. They have a lambing season any time of year, and you have to be there with them all year round. So if you have an alpaca farm, you're breeding alpacas, that could be a good business. I'm also have been looking at charcoal. I really want a woodland. In fact, it's a non-negotiable for my land that there is woodland. And charcoal, again, it takes 48 hours to cool down and requires you to be on the land. After really looking into it, don't kind of see myself shoveling charcoal. I'm not ruling it out completely, but yeah, there are lots of different, lots of other options as well. So anyway, I just wanted to share day one of my vlog. I've been a fucking roller coaster of emotions. Am I doing the right thing? Am I insane? I've got a cat as well. What the fuck am I going to do with the cat? Where is she going to be okay? You know, she'll be coming with me, but is she going to be okay? What happens if I can't find land straight away? And one of the things is I was actually going to hold out until January to put my house on the market. And then, you know, a couple of months, sell it, and, you know, all of the exchange takes a little while. And then it'd be going into kind of spring then. And I'll be in it'll be much nicer kind of weather to be doing kind of off-grid stuff, right? All of the stuff. And if I do end up kind of living in a tent or something, then it's going to be much easier in the spring than it is in the winter. But with the inevitable, again, mindful of creating stories, but looking at the predicted, we'll say predicted, not inevitable, the predicted property crash, I want to get the most equity I can out of my home. So which is why I'm kind of doing it now. Maybe I can always pull out. And I've said it before, if I had a normal house, like if I just lived on a housing estate somewhere or in a town or something and wasn't in this gorgeous location, surrounded by nature, amazing friends that I've made in the village. Yeah, I think I'd have gone a long time ago. But anyway, day one, shit in my pants, manifesting physically, the stress, the uncertainty. I'm not afraid of change. I've lived all over the world. Everything just feels really heavy at the moment. And I spoke to one of my coaches a couple of days ago, and she said to me, do you think that everything feels really big? You know, we've done big things in the past. Did they not feel this big, or are we tapping into the collective right now? And that's quite interesting. A lot of people are feeling this stuck energy. A lot of people are feeling this concern, this worry, this uncertainty. So yeah, am I tapping into that in the collective? I don't know. I'm going to log off and enjoy the rest of my bath. Do a little full moon witchy shit and release some stuff. And I'll keep you posted. Mwah. By the way, I'm Emma. Emma Louise Dyson. And yeah, some more big announcements this week that I'm going to be sharing. So take care, everybody. Stay cool. Bye.